watching Fox 10 News with John Hook and Carrie Lake in HD.
If you are of a certain age, you probably remember living under the threat of a nuclear war. Fallout shelters, duck and cover drills.
Those things were real, and they were very scary for this country at the height of the Cold War. It's not something we really think about all that often here in Arizona anymore. But Arizona, at one point in our history, we were kind of a ground zero for the Cold War.
We were home to some of the most terrible weapons ever built, and tonight, in one of his excellent adventures, Troy Hayden is live to show us one of those weapons. Troy.
Well, Carrie and John, doing this story was like climbing into a time machine and going back to a frightening time that I remember very well as a kid, a time when the U.S. and the Soviet Union threatened to wipe each other off the map. I went down into a missile silo that's perfectly preserved, and the doomsday weapon is still inside. Not all that long ago, this was one of the most secret places in the world. Going down these steps would get you shot on sight. It's the home of one of the most powerful weapons ever built in the history of man. A 103-foot-tall Titan II intercontinental ballistic missile. It could shoot 800 miles up into space, traveling 5 times the speed of a rifle bullet, and then hit and annihilate just about any city in the former Soviet Union with a 9-megaton nuclear bomb.
9 megatons is sufficient to destroy a land area of 900 square miles.
To put that in perspective, a Titan II warhead that hit downtown Phoenix would leave a crater a half-mile wide and destroy everything in the valley, from Litchfield Park to Apache Junction, from Ahwatukee all the way up to North Scottsdale. It's scary stuff.
So we're going to go down about 120 feet.
Going down into the missile's control room with an actual doomsday clock and buttons and switches that could start Armageddon. It's like taking a trip back to the height of the Cold War. The underground silo's almost perfectly preserved, and it's now a National Historic Landmark called the Titan II Missile Museum. It's just outside of Tucson. This is the only former Titan II missile silo in the world open to the public. Tours are given here every day. But we went beyond the tour. Museum historian Chuck Penson took us through the actual procedure to launch the Titan II.
The first indication that we'd have that something's going on is we'd get a message that sounds like this. After we copy the message and we agree that we've copied it correctly, we come over here to the red safe, we take our locks off the safe, open it up, and the first thing we take out is a group of authenticator cards. So the next thing we take out of the safe is our launch keys. We have a key for you, the commander. Okay. We have a key for me, the deputy commander. Okay. Your key goes right over here.
All right.
Go ahead and pop that in.
Okay.
And my key goes in a lock that is way over here.
Now, why are they so far apart?
They're so far apart so that one person, not even a long arm guy like me, can reach them both. Give me a countdown.
2, 1.
Turn keys. Hold. The little green light turns on, says launch enable. For all intents and purposes, that should say welcome to World War III.
Thankfully, this never happened for real. But just being in this place, around this equipment, designed to withstand a nuclear attack itself and still fire, it's an eerie reminder of just how close mankind came to wiping itself off the face of the earth. Titan Missile Museum's in Green Valley. It's about 15 minutes south of Tucson. If you're into this kind of stuff, I say go down there and take the tour. It's only $9.50 for the basic tour. And it does, you feel like you get in a time machine, you really do. Even the carpet's the same carpet those guys were walking on back then.
And I suppose you don't get to, do the code and do all that if you go down there like you did.
No, they let you, yeah. No, if you're on the tour, you get to sit in the chair if you like. You can turn the key, you can touch some things. I mean, you really do get to feel like you're down there.
You can be Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah, for a minute.
You can ride the missile all the way down with a bomb. That is unbelievable stuff. That is a great spot. Yes.
It was really interesting. And I'm into history, so for me, I was like a kid in a candy store down there. And just the fact that you're looking at that missile, 103 feet tall, and thinking what it could do. That one warhead could take out the whole valley. Like I said, a scary thought.
I'm glad you decided not to launch that missile after all, Troy.
Right. My finger was on the button, but I restrained myself.
That is very scary, actually, thinking about that.
Right.
Your finger on the button, Troy.
Thanks a lot, John.
All right,
Thanks,
man. Good
Troy.
stuff. That was really interesting.
Coming up on